ALTBAYS.
ALTBAYS.
ALTBAYS. Ah, in tune.
It's my favourite part.
Is it?
It's Svenja, isn't it?
It is.
I know. I love that woman. Very Svenja.
Me too.
Oh,
She's a great singer, isn't she?
beautiful singer.
German.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Guess what?
Yes.
We're live. We are. ALTBAYS Show brought to you by ALTBAYS.nz. What a night. You can see Chloe and Leo
Hi.
on the same camera tonight. Oh, because I needed more space.
Oh, nip slip. PG. Raunchy.
It's nice to see you all. We're live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 p.m. So if you like this show, subscribe to our channel. If you don't like, well, tell your mom to subscribe maybe, or your neighbor. They might like it. Someone will. We like it. Do you like the show?
Yeah. Not bad.
Not bad?
Not bad. Good size.
Oh, nice. Chloe's so honest. We are a media support company, so if you are looking into increasing your online presence, if you want to create some very nice, high quality, beautiful videos, get in touch, ALTBAYS.nz. It's been a good day, eh? Chloe on my left side, how are you?
Yeah, I'm great, actually. It started off after, like, last night, that today was planned to be a very stressful day.
Really?
But it has been a great day. Not only was it my day off, I got a lot done, I get to be here with you and these guys, and it's just been a really good day. Just a really fucking good day, man.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, thanks.
When was the time in your life that you were like the fittest? That you were like, ooh.
Probably like all throughout school, because I played
Because you
multiple
didn't
sports.
drink by then.
Well, no, because I played multiple sports, like,
Right.
you know, and I like walked a lot, and like, you train throughout the week, and then you like play sports, and then like as a kid you just run around. So like I assume then it's definitely not now. Definitely not now.
Definitely not now.
Definitely not now.
Nope. Looking good. Looking good.
Thanks.
Yeah?
Thanks.
You know why I'm asking that, right?
I think so.
Because tonight we have AIMEE JACKMAN and Rachel Subritzky. Is it right, Subritzky?
Yes, it's
I
right.
was practicing this morning.
Yeah, well done.
And that's the worst, like I was practicing but I didn't know if it was right or wrong.
Yeah, no, that's
So I
right.
could have been practicing wrong the whole time.
Yeah.
Rachel Subritzky. Nice to see you.
You too.
Thanks for coming to the show.
Thank you.
So Rachel runs the Whiti Cross WOD.
Yes.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. What is the gym all about? Let me know, Rach. Tell me.
Wow, it's about a combination of things. At the moment, we're running a whole lot of different programs, but I guess to start off with would be we're a strength and conditioning facility, and we provide health and fitness for everyone.
I had one session today. Joking. How many weeks would it take me, Rach, to is that a challenge, something going on?
It depends on your commitment and how
I know,
much effort
right?
you want to put in.
I know. But tell me about the 6-week challenge, because I was interested about that. We were talking about that
Yeah.
before the show. That's cool for the
Yeah.
people who are already part
Yeah.
of the gym. Like it keeps them motivated, right? Like you're not just going, because that's how I feel sometimes when I go to the gym. You go the program and then you do the program and then you don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
But there's a challenge involved. There's something pushing you and you guys work as a team, right?
Yeah, so the 6-week challenge is pretty special. It is a challenge which kind of introduces you to the basic foundation of health and fitness. So with eating the right foods and introducing fitness to people. So we've just finished our 6-week challenge, the last one we've just done. Had fantastic results from people with the 6-week challenge. But you go off an app, so it's a little bit competitive if you want to make it competitive. But you get a nutrition plan throughout the 6-week challenge. All your classes in the gym are provided, and you're coached by a coach throughout every single sessions.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
That
sounds
is cool.
awesome. That sounds so cool.
I think especially with the food, right? Because
Oh, with the nutrition. Yeah. Do you guys like have a nutritionalist?
Yeah, so we work with Annalise. She's in Auckland, and she specifically designs our nutrition plan for us for our 6-week challenge. Yeah, so it's not like it's not like a diet. It is providing you the foundations on how to eat properly, how to eat healthy, and introducing new foods into your diet, and enough vegetables and protein and carbs and etc.
Because finding the balance is challenging, eh?
Yeah.
I think that's the
Especially
worst
with
part.
a busy lifestyle. Trying to find a balance with a busy lifestyle is hard for a lot of us. And majority of our people on the Nutrition Challenge are all women. And they're women who are mothers as well, who just need to find themselves or find their knack and something for themselves.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Amy, and as a head coach, do you compete as well? Are you part of the challenge? How does that work for the coaches?
Yeah, we all of us coaches take part in the challenge. I didn't finish it fully, only because, like Rach said, just being busy, getting caught up with other stuff going on. But it's definitely, I find that it really keeps you on track. Because, like Rach said, there's an app that you wake up to every morning and you tick off what you have to achieve through that day. So that might be, no sugar, exercise today, drink 2 litres of water and stuff like that. So every day you've got these, like a tick list.
Do you find out on the day, or you can have a look what's coming?
You find out on the day.
Oh my gosh, that
There's
sounds
different
so cool.
challenges. Yeah, there's different challenges. So one challenge we had was a 3-minute plank 3 times a day.
Oh no.
So it's introducing.
Already hurting, Chloe.
6 minutes in and I failed.
I think the thing, like the idea of having this app though, is it keeps people motivated and it keeps people kind of like sticking with it throughout the whole six weeks, so that they can see a difference at the end of it. Mm-hmm. So
You got your nutrition journal on there too. So the food that you eat has to go up. Everyone on the challenge can see what you're eating. So it makes you accountable for what you're eating. But
I imagine if you see someone eating something that is not there, you should have an option for that. Eh? I saw him eating that candy. Put it there. Put it there.
Do you have to do you enter stuff as well? Like, so is that what you're saying? You enter what you eat as well?
yeah, so you get points. So if you follow the nutrition plan to the T, then you might get 3 points for that day. If you only half followed it, then you might get 2 points. And if you didn't follow it at all, there's always tomorrow. So you get 0 points.
Cool.
So you get points throughout the whole challenge, and there's a leadership board that you follow.
What do you win if you get the most points?
So it's not about the points. They're mainly there for
win.
it's there for accountability. But what we go off, you get a scan before and after, and you get before and after photos too. And what it goes off is your body fat and your muscle mass. So we don't go off the weight, just your body fat and your muscle mass, and we have a look at those, and that's where our winners come from.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That sounds real fun.
Yeah. And there was always this thing with the weight, eh? At least when I was young, that was always the thing. Oh, how much do you weigh? Like,
yeah,
I think
that still is the thing. That's where people go wrong, is that they always look at the scales when the scales mean nothing. Like, you could be a really, really muscly person and weigh so much, like yourself. Scales just they don't.
Do you think it was something that, like, as nutrition evolved and our knowledge about these things, that's what changed, or it is still a thing? Like, do you still see that? Because nowadays, like, people talk more about that. Oh, the muscle mass, or like in getting the fat and all those cool little things that measure your. Like, so we know that it's out there, but is it still a thing? People coming to the gym and like worried about the weight.
I think almost every single person that walks in is worried about the weight. Yeah, I probably don't know. Yeah.
Don't you because how people that like bulk get muscles, like if someone was worried about weight, aren't you gaining weight, like being bigger?
Yeah, muscle weighs more than fat.
Yeah, so you are gaining weight, and that's why it's so important that you get the scan, like we did for our challenge, that shows you your muscle mass and your fat loss, because then you can see where you went, like then you can see why or how the scales have changed because you've gained muscle and you've lost fat.
Oh,
But it might not, you might not see it on the weight, like the percentage of weight.
Yeah. Is it important to have like a little bit of fat?
I think we all have a little bit of that.
Is it a healthy thing? Can you like become so lean that there's like 0.01?
Oh, I don't know.
Is it like a health
I don't know. You probably have to be pretty big.
So
But there's surely something about the fats, right? The brown fats and the one that is okay for you in some areas of the body and the ones that are just accumulating there.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
is it
think
different type?
your visceral fat is one important. Your visceral fat is the fat that's around your organs and in your stomach. And if that percentage is really high, you can be prone to diabetes, high blood pressure, et cetera, et cetera. So to try and keep your visceral fat down is really important.
Do you get people from all ages coming to the gym?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah. So we have a Fit and Fabs group, which is our over 55s. It's more of a low intensity type of group. And then we have our Whiti WOD classes, which is just a combination of people. We even have some of our Fit and Fab people jump into our Whiti WOD classes. And then we also have our kids classes. So we've got our juniors, tweens and teens.
Oh, cool.
Hey,
Cool.
I saw the kids running around, man. Lifting stuff, running around. Just let's go.
Gains.
Yeah.
How long would a session go for?
Goes for an hour. So it goes for 60 minutes. You start off with a warm-up, then you go into a skill. So a skill could be, for example, working on Olympic weightlifting lift or gymnastics movement. And then you go into a workout, and you have a coach there at every single session. So the importance of that is to make sure that every member has their technique correct, so no one gets injured. So it's kind of a learning process or education process for our members over time as well. Yeah.
Have you tried, Chloe? Because you mentioned the weight lifting thing. Is it right to say that is a very important part of what the gym does?
Yeah.
Because like for the people who are listening, they might be thinking that it's just a regular gym that you go and all the equipment is there. No, you're actually guiding people through all the steps.
Absolutely.
Is that correct?
Yeah. So we're a weightlifting affiliate, and we're the only weightlifting affiliate in the Coromandel. So technique to us is one of the most important things, because if we don't have correct technique, then you can be injured. So your correct technique is huge when we're looking at Olympic lifting and powerlifting.
What are those things? Is that when you get like the big thing and you're like over your head and stuff, and they're like struggling and stuff?
Struggling if you're not ready, I guess.
No, but I don't know. Olympic lifting, that's
So
what it
using
is.
a bar,
Like the bar and
Olympic lifting is a combination of you got your pushes, which is your push press, strict press, push jerk, split jerks. And your snatches and your clean and jerks, if any of that makes sense.
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
Google it, guys, if you don't know.
It's your Olympic lifting, and they are probably the most technical things to teach. But the cool thing about weightlifting is it fastens up your metabolism, and it's using the whole body as well. So it's really, really good. People think when you're talking about weights is you're going to get big and strong, but it's really good for toning up, losing weight, and getting the heart rate up as well.
Right. So what's the thing with like building it up? Is it first like all about getting the technique right, or from the beginning you're already putting some weight there and trying at least? Because there's that I think we all know, like there's a little threshold where you work out comfortably. You feel like you went to the gym and you did it, but you were just like pretty much doing what you can do. And there's always that moment where you try something else, and that's when the beautiful faces come, right?
You always have those people that come in that try and have the heavy weights as like everyone else. So they try and match up with everyone else. But they're just not there yet. So as a coach, you've got to kind of pull them back and rein them in, and to get them to using, just a stick or a bar, something basic, till they get the correct technique. And, males are really bad for that.
Hey, of course. Not all of them.
They come in and try and keep up with all the other males or everyone else in the group.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you feel the same, Amy? Like that there's a bit more ego among the mans or the men or the women?
Nah, I don't think there's ego. I don't think so. Not with our group of men anyway. We've got a pretty cool group in our gym. But when it comes to technique, like these men are strong. Like they're so strong, but I do kind of, you know, like if I think that it's going to be going to cause some kind of injury, I'll definitely intervene. Yeah. It's my job as a coach or as coaches for us to do that. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing my job. Yeah.
Do you have a time that you do your own practice, or when you are teaching and coaching is also a time that you are active? How does that work?
Yeah, I'd love to have a time on my own where I can come in. Honestly,
close the gym.
Honestly, once my kids are a little bit older, that will be the ultimate goal. But I normally just
I'm the same.
Same, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the atmosphere that you can get being around other people. It's hard for that motivation when you're on your own.
Right. Yeah. It feels like, I was thinking about that. It's like the way that you do the training, like that group thing, it's so important. Say, like people motivating each other and going for it together.
I think that's what makes us so different from everyone else is the group fitness, and not just group fitness. That's what makes us different. Yeah.
I like it.
It sounds very enticing for someone like me that I have always had this sort of anxiety about doing stuff like on my own, especially if it's like what we're talking about off camera, like starting going to the gym and stuff. And I've always played team sports and stuff, and I love that atmosphere that you work as a team and you like accomplish as a goal and and all that sort of stuff. So that, what you've explained, like, it just seems so inviting. Actually, very inviting.
I think for majority of people, it goes much further than just fitness. It goes beyond that. It's more for men, just for men, like for yourself. Just stepping outside your comfort zone and just letting it all out on the floor and pushing each other, past the stages of where you thought you could ever go to, and walking out and just really setting your day up after it and feeling really good. Yeah.
Is it the kind of training that you could do every day because you might be working out different parts of your body, or you all praise for that rest day, like don't touch on anything, just nothing?
I think rest day is really important because some of the movements are high intensity. So having that rest day is just going to help you rejuvenate your body so that you can go 100% in your next workout. Yeah, if you do a workout every day, what's going to happen is your percentage of effort is going to lower. So that rest day, rejuvenate your body and then get back into it.
I think also too, with having that rest day, you're not smashing your body every day. When you smash your body every day, you're prone to injury. So if you're having that rest day, you're recovering, your body's recovering, your muscles are recovering, and you're getting back into it the next day. Yeah.
Do you think that's one of the biggest mistakes that people make when they're starting to work out? Like they think that it's, now I got the energy and I'm determined to do this, and they want to do it a lot. And it is a common thing.
Yeah, it is a common thing.
Yeah. Have you been there, Chloe? Too excited about it.
Go to the gym. But that is something I've noticed with younger sort of teenagers and stuff, where I've just been around them and they're very much like, we're going to the gym, and just between them and their friend groups, they're like, we're going to hit the gym again and again and again. I'm like, fuck, these guys are gone like every night. And I'm like, I don't know how healthy that is. I don't know what they're doing either. But like, and it was just sort of like this idea, and watching one of them get real cut up and get real low, like mentally, because he missed the gym and the boys gave him shit. But he's like, fuck, I just couldn't, man. My legs are fucked. And I had to go to work and I had to go to school, but I just couldn't make it. And I was like, don't you take a break? Like, you got to, recharge at some point. And just the idea that they push real hard a lot is scary. But I don't know where I was going with that. But
I think like the environment that we provide is kind of like a community environment, and people want to be there every day because for some of them it's their second home, or it's a place they feel comfortable, it's a place where their friends are. So it's really important for us to have that culture within the gym, and a lot of the times they want to be there every day because they feel like they need to be, because they're addicted to the endorphins that are running through their body. It's like, it feels good. Yeah.
I like it. What I was thinking, because you mentioned something with the image nowadays, that you have like social media and everybody's like, oh, shredded, and there's a misconception there, right? Because you might be going for well-being, for feeling good about yourself, and like it won't be instant that you're gonna have all those. And we know that most of the time it's just the angle that they choose and the lights that they put. I'm not saying that those people don't work out, surely they do. But that idea of like, oh, the gods, the Greek gods, like that's so distant, from our reality, especially nowadays, busy doing things and trying to find the right time to eat. I feel like there are a lot of people who struggle with that as well. You start to like a lot of snacking and not even paying attention, but then you go and want to compensate on the gym. And then it doesn't work like that,
Yeah. Nutrition is something that fuels your body. So having that routine, I always tell, like, prep your meals at the beginning of the week so that you're all ready for the week, you know what you're eating. If you don't do that, then it all goes out the window, and that's where you start snacking and getting takeaways, and then you don't have that fuel for your body to help it recover so it doesn't get injured during your training sessions. Nutrition is like medicine to our body.
What about stuff like supplements and fish oil and stuff like that? Is that a part? Does that become a part of the nutritional plan?
Yeah, so we had Annalise, the nutritionist, come over, and she did a workshop for us, and she talked a lot about the supplements that we need to be having, amino acids, the fish oils, magnesium. So they're all really important for your body. We don't get enough through the food like we used to. Yeah.
Yes, because the products and the way that we eat has changed a lot as well, right?
I think what I've taken out of like the having Annalise come and chat is just really sticking to whole foods. So just stay away from anything wrapped in plastic. Just stick with your veg, your meat, and you'll be fine. Yeah.
Are there things on the challenge like that tells you like to not go for something? Like you mentioned no sugar, but like does it get to that level as well? Like, avoid the takeaway or the meal, like those things as well? Because that seems to be something that we all do.
They have a free meal in there. So you have your nutrition plan, you have all your recipes for you. But during the week, there's always that free meal. So if you feel like because you don't want to deprive yourself of it, because then you end up wanting to binge eat on the food you shouldn't be having. So it's important to have that free meal there during the week so that you don't feel like you need to do that.
Like a cheat meal.
Yeah. They generally say cheat day. Just cheat meal.
So clearly not a defender of the cheat day. Not. I never found it like great. The meaning, like, well, you might as well go and eat something and be aware of it and try to control that crave than actually giving yourself a cheat day, because your mind will be always on the cheat day. Isn't it? Like, I think we all relate to that. You're thinking about cheating. Not cheating, but you're thinking about cheating. So is it a thing that you avoid, like when people come and with the approach, it's better to do like, you can eat, but just be mindful.
You do just need to be mindful. Pick good choices.
Good choice, especially if you can, right? Because some people live in. Well, I think. Would you say that here in Whitianga, in the Coromandel, we have access to good food? Like, it's not an excuse for people like to find good options. What do you think?
I definitely think it's more expensive to eat healthy. So I think for someone with low income, it will, or maybe even a big family, it will be a struggle. Yeah. Although I do think we have it all here, and it is beautiful, and I love buying it. I do think it's more expensive than.
I like that you touched on that issue there, because it's very common to see that, right? People in the outskirts of cities and places like not having access to grocery stores, but like having access to the takeaways and the shops, the dairies. It kind of feels like it's even on purpose, right? Like for some areas of the country.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And then having to deal with that and educate people, because to find the right things, if you plan them well, as you said, if you plan ahead, you will find the best way to save that, you know, like eating with the seasons and pay attention to what's a bit cheaper on the day and trying to get the diversity. That's why the veggies are so good, right? You kind of can tell what's going on. How is it at home though? Because you said that you both have children, is that right? Yes. Rachel's already like, you're gonna give me another one of not saying much but saying it all. Is it hard, Rach, to keep things at home?
It's so hard, you know. We run 2 businesses. We've got a 2-year-old and a 14-year-old. So, and like life just gets hectic. So to try and think about your food and then your workouts, and you kind of put that as a last priority sometimes. But like I said earlier, having that routine and prepping all your food, for example, on a Sunday, it actually makes life so much easier during the week for the whole of the family. You know what you're eating for dinner, and you don't have to think about what am I going to have for dinner tonight, because you already know. It's just about preparation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Discipline.
And getting your 14-year-old to cook meals.
Hey, there you go. That's a good point. What about you, Amy?
Yeah,
how many children have you got?
I have 4. My oldest is 15 and my youngest is 6. Nutrition is the biggest issue in our house, especially with kids, fussy kids. You know, like when I was younger, I was made to eat my dinner, otherwise I couldn't leave the frickin' table. And then if I didn't eat it, I'd eat it in the morning for breakfast. And like we've gotten soft over the years. I mean, I wouldn't do that to my kids. I wouldn't make them eat it in the morning. I just think, that was a bit harsh, but my kids are fussy. But I found doing this last 6-week challenge, I was lucky enough to drag my daughter in.
Oh, cool.
And so she learned so much about nutrition and the way she felt as a teenager with so much going on in her own life with her sports and her trainings, how good she felt from changing her eating for the first time in her life.
Cool.
So it was pretty cool to be able to share that moment with her. And for her to get an understanding of what this does when you eat proper food. Yeah.
That's cool. At 15,
awesome.
having this.
Yeah, I never thought it was going to
cool.
happen. I thought this is just going to be a shambles. Like, I didn't think we were going to fight. It was going to be horrible. Like, but she just, she now is what motivates me to carry on doing what I'm doing after seeing her do it with me. Yeah.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
It is
That's
cool.
so awesome.
Yeah, it was cool. It was really cool. Yeah.
What are the biggest evils, like the most dangerous foods that you would consider nowadays that is just out there, so available, and you're just like, come on, let's do it.
It's so individual, isn't it? Because like
Yeah.
for me, my addiction is sugar. I used to be able to sit down and eat a whole block of chocolate easily. But I think now
Sorry, I was like, whoa.
I could easily do it. My husband too. But last year we did a three or 4 months no sugar, like chucking all the sugar
really?
out.
Woo.
Yeah, and
Is that
it's
like
amazing what it
processed
does to
sugar?
you. Yeah,
Yeah.
every little bit of sugar, like even fruit.
Even fruits.
Even
fruit.
fruit.
Oh,
And you're still getting a little bit of sugar through your vegetables, you know. But
Yeah.
we decided to trial it, and it's amazing how much it has impacted me. Like the sugar had impacted me as an addiction. But even my weight has been pretty stable without having so much sugar, and I don't crave it as much as I used to either. That I've taken it out. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. I felt a little bit like that because I'm the same. I'm the same. I was 120 kgs when I was a teenager. So sugar for me was like, now I'm 120 kgs of pure muscle. Anyway, fasting helped me a lot with the cravings, like a lot, when I understood that sometimes the body has to eliminate and play with things that were sitting there for too long. And then it feels like my brain also changed a little bit for those cravings. Is that something that you have you tried it before, or it's part of the... Yes?
It is we have it as an option in the 6-week challenge. So on the nutrition plan is usually once a week. We have an opportunity to try fasting if you feel comfortable to. Obviously, it depends on your hormones, your stress levels, your family and your commitments. But if you have that commitment, then it's there to try,
Cool. Do you know a little bit about the like women's body and the relationship with fasting? Because when I was tapping into, I remember making a lot of sense and my body was loving it. So I told my sister, and she tried, but like it was so different. And then we read a little bit more, and it's not the same. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do it, and like you have to check more things. Do you have the knowledge to tell women sometimes? I'm just
I don't
curious.
have a huge amount of knowledge of it, but I just know that every diet can be, you got keto diet, you got paleo diet, you got fasting, you got all these types of different things that you can do, and not all of them suit one person. So for fasting might suit Amy, but it might not suit me. Yeah. Or a paleo diet might suit me and might not react very well with Amy. Yeah.
Do you ever recommend people going and seeing their like GP or something before they start something like the 6-week challenge and stuff like that? Or is that
no, you don't particularly need to go to the doctor to get clearance or anything.
I think the only thing would suggest is if they had any health problems or high blood pressure, anything like that, then we'd probably say,
especially with exercise, if we need to know the injuries and
because how does it? Just thinking about the hormonal thing, like for a chick, obviously, like throughout the month, you get crazy and then you're done. But like, so how does that affect? Like, I can understand how good it would be, like to exercise and eat healthier, but wouldn't that have a different, like a ridiculously different effect, like for obviously like older women in terms of like menstruation and
I think like Reach said before, like it all depends on the person individually. If you know that you're one that might struggle, be fatigued during your period or during your cycle, then maybe just to come in and just move your body. Don't go hard out. Like just take it easy on those days. Everyone's different. We kind of pick up we know our members. I guess we just know our members quite well in regards to that kind of stuff. So do they, they'll know when to just chill out a little bit or if they just need to smash it out. Yeah. It just depends. It just depends.
They're full of energy and they're like,
yeah.
Do you like to work out fasting, like while fasting? Is it a thing for you?
Not for me.
Not for you. You eat before.
No,
What about you?
Yeah, I do love working out fasting. Yeah.
Is it something that you've been doing for a long time, or you tried?
I've done it for about 7 years now. Yeah. I have been into fasting a bit. Yeah.
How does that affect the body working out? Fasting?
Well, we're so different.
That's cool. That's why I asked personally, because when I started working out while fasting, it was just like, I should have done this before. It was great. Yeah, so I'm curious too.
Yeah, the next day I feel like that. But
really?
the next day I feel like that. But during a fast, I prefer not to work out. Just low in energy, I guess, and I just need that bit of a oomph in my body.
And it makes sense because like when I tapped into a very interesting doctor, he was saying, well, observe animals, like when an animal is sick or not feeling great, they sit in the corner, they don't touch the food, they rest a lot, so then I started to see the size of fasting of like, it's actually a healing time that you're giving for your body, you know? So when I did like long fasts, I was avoiding even like cell phones or, you know, anything that would consume too much energy. I was actually sitting. It was time like during school holidays, you know, that I could actually chill and do like long ones. And it was great. But I could understand also the people who fast, work out, then have a meal. And I was like, oh, that also makes sense, you know? So that's why I decided to try. But I'm curious. That's a cool thing. 7 years. And then you tried, Rach, and it was just not for you. And you're like, no.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of fasting. Yeah, I just prefer to eat food because I love my food.
Yes. Do you feel like though, Amy, when you do fast and then you eat after, do you feel that meal?
There's like the benefits after a fast are crazy. My mind's clear. I'm positive. It's not about weight loss at all. It doesn't even come into it when I'm doing a fast. I'm sleeping better. My cravings are gone. Like there just list goes on and on and on. So yeah, I think I've tried so many different types of fasting. So I have played around with a lot of different things when it comes to fasting. So I do know what my body likes and I feel like it probably needs.
Do you usually spend more time in the morning without eating, or you finish eating earlier in the day? And
sometimes I just do what's called an OMAD, so it's just only one meal a day.
Oh, I do that too. That's good. What time do you eat?
I'll eat dinner because I like to sit down with my family. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, and then there's lots of other different ones.
Do you
16?
So like the OMAD thing, so I get the 1 meal a day, and do you just only drink water throughout the day?
I have a black coffee.
Oh yeah.
So I only have one of them though. Yeah.
It won't break the fast. Well, different ways of seeing it breaking, but it won't make your metabolism.
No, I associated fasting always with, I don't want to offend anyone, but I think it was like Islamic, like Muslim religion.
I think there is some. Yeah, there was.
So I didn't realize it was like I didn't realize it was like a.
I didn't actually realise it was a religion thing.
Oh,
until I had met someone and they said that's what we do.
Yeah,
and
a certain time of the year and stuff like that or whatever. Yeah, and they only ate like dates or something. Okay. I don't really remember. I had nothing. So, but yeah.
But what I got from when I started practicing, then it made sense why a lot of religions do, because you really feel like on a different state of mind, you know, like, so when they say, oh, the purity and everything, it makes sense because your body is actually kind of like eliminating things. So you stay on a different mindset. It's hard to, I can see your face and like, you don't make sense because you got to try, right?
You keep saying like different level, I'm like delirious.
Yeah.
I'm not delirious, but like, it's like a very light.
How I like to explain it is like I feel like I'm in a dream. You know, when you're dreaming,
so
it's
delirious
real
because you're
light.
hungry.
No,
Yeah,
it's a really weird feeling. Yeah, but
so do you have to like is there certain things you do to prepare before you start fasting? Like say it's a Sunday and you're like, I'm going to start OMAD fasting for this week. Do you like eat heaps on a Sunday? No. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you eat a lot of veggies or like proteins, or do you like clear yourself out?
I generally do it because I've just binged, or like I've had a bad weekend and I need a reset, and my body's hating me for it. And I'm like, I just need a reset. Need to clear all the shit out of my body. Need a reset, and then start eating again.
Isn't it like? No, never mind.
Come on.
Well, I just thought what you're saying, like, if you're like body's feeling shit and you're eating shit, and then it's like, I get the clearing out thing, but to me, don't you ideally you become weak because you're not fueling yourself? Like, is it a large meal when you eat one meal?
It's a general size meal, like what you'd normally eat.
Just like a normal meal?
Yeah.
Yeah, is that like not enough for your daily intake?
No.
You got heaps, man, in your body. You'll be fine. All of us.
Well, then why do we eat so much?
You don't want to be fasting.
Yeah, then why do we
eat
so much? Like, eat so much then?
We do. That's.
So I always got told like eating not having like everyone's always like 3 square meals, but I never used to get hungry, so I just wouldn't eat, and then it would be like not starve myself, but I would eat, but like it wouldn't be consistent over the day, or like 3 square meals at like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and people would be like, that's weird, and I'm like, well, I just My body's all good
If you take
for
it
now.
back to the cave days, that's how we survived, was hunting for our food and fasting. That's how we were made. Was a big fast.
Yeah. You would find a
that's-
tree,
and
you
then
would
we
eat
would-
as much as you could,
Yeah.
and then you would walk.
If you think
Who
about
knows for
taking
how
it
long,
right
yeah.
back there, and then slowly as we've gone through generations, all this shit food's been brought in, and then we just constantly.
And it's actually handy to tell people to have 3 meals a day plus snacks plus blah 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 blah, blah, blah because you keep people consuming. Like I'm not saying that it's not good to have 3 meals a day. Like, but if you know what you're eating, as you said at the beginning, if you have the right things on your plate, then you make sense of that eating. And I think that's one of the beauties. I'm not promoting fasting because there's no industry supporting it, so I can't support it. I think the beauty of it is that, like, for me at least, was this idea of like, God, I was eating too much. Like 3 meals a day, even if I was not hungry, I was going for that meal, and I'm like, wow, I'm actually okay and not needing. And I agree with what Rachel said. Some people will have more needs, like, oh, it's time for me to eat, and your body will tell you. But that's the cool thing, your body will
tell you.
Tell you. Sometimes it seems like they were just kind of like put them all. Without, if there's no goal, like if you're building up or whatever, there's probably different ways of eating.
I
But
think,
just like,
at the end of the day, I think fueling your body is really, really important, and getting the right nutrition in your body. That's why we have food, because it is part of our, as medicine for our body. It's health for our body. So you don't want to look at fasting, like we're talking about fasting, but we don't want to look at it as something that we should be doing every single day, or, like having that healthy balance and that healthy lifestyle is so very important. And when you're looking at someone who might want to put on weight and gain more muscle, they need that fuel. They need to be eating a little bit more. So it's all very individualized. And that's why we recommend, like, if you're wanting to learn any more about nutrition, you go to see a nutritionist, because that's their expertise. That's the area that they know, and they can develop an individualized plan specifically for you. So that's why we go through Annalise, because she can give out individual plans for the needs of certain people.
Trust the
because everyone's so
professionals.
different.
Yes.
Fasting may not suit me, but it may suit Amy. But also having that mindset of healthy eating patterns, because you don't want to go down an unhealthy eating pattern where you're becoming depriving yourself of food and the nutrition that we need for our body. Is so important. Even though we're talking about fasting, it's so important to remember
to eat. Well,
that
when you can,
nutrition
when
is
you
so
do.
important. Yeah.
Our body just like starting to be aware on so many different levels of just like how much your body does tell you without like screaming at you, like certain things, like so when you're actually hungry, and like things being a woman, like in terms of cravings and like how moody I get before I get my period and stuff like and actually noticing it for years. I was just like, nah, until someone's like, you're probably due next week, and I was like, how do you know? And they're like, because you're grumpy and you're crying, and I'm like, yeah, okay, fair enough, you got me there. But like, how? Because I always was like real like funnily proud about it. How I'm always like, fuck man, when I get a craving for something, I always, and it's not necessarily sweet or anything, when I get a craving for something, I'm like, I have to have it, otherwise anything I eat will not satisfy me. Like, even if I'm hungry, I just have to get, well, I'm like, there's like one piece of sushi from Japan itself, I'm like, fuck, well, I'm fucked, and for like the next 4 years until I can go to Japan and eat that sushi. Like, how do you distinguish what like your body's telling you is like good things and bad things? Like, because I really love broccoli, and I've been eating a lot of broccoli, but I don't think my body's like loving it.
I don't know. Like, maybe your body just needs some broccoli in there.
I like broccoli, and I'm craving broccoli, but I'm eating heaps. Like I think it's too much. And how do I know if my body likes it or not?
Well, like, you'll know if your body is reacting to it or not reacting to it. So.
Okay. I don't know where I was going with that. But just because I've been eating a lot of broccoli.
And the nutritionists nowadays, there are great tests that you can do in the gut. Is that correct? That they can be more detailed with what your body needs or not. So maybe that's...
Speaking of guts, weird segue, parasites. Have you guys heard about like gut parasites and stuff like that.
Oh, take us through the journey. Come on, Chloe, do it.
It's like it's a trend, obviously, like amongst many other things on online. Where you people like make up a concoction. Like one of the ones I've been seeing a lot at the moment is like 2 tablespoons of chia seeds and a pint of water. It's like half a lemon, and you like swig it down, and it like clears your gut out. And then there's like another one where like parasites that live inside you, and things like worms and whatever. But and then like there's a one where you eat papaya seeds. And apparently there's like a whole process, and it's like healthy for your gut because it just like, I don't know, bullies them out.
I eat papaya seeds, but I don't know if it would be a thing. Is it a thing?
I don't know. It's very popular on the internet. People are like, parasites.
I think that's the dangerous, isn't it?
Oh, I've never done it. I think it's just hilarious that these people are really like pushing other people to eat.
Have you come across any of those detox or naturals, magic potions? And we see it all the time, but like it's hard to tell actually what is or not.
Yeah,
I don't know.
So much advertised, isn't there?
I don't take no interest in much of it unless it's like $5 off a kebab or something. And then I'm like, oh, that's my kind of advertising.
So this guy, friend of mine, pharmacist, he said that people actually come and show the phone. He's like, oh, I'm looking for this. I was like, why do you need that? She's like, oh, because I saw it here on the app or whatever, or online, that people are mixing this with that. So like there's a lot of people probably self-medicating nowadays, right? And just getting
there's like heaps of trends, like this green powder. It's like chlora something. It's a green
chlorella, chlorophyll.
I don't know. I don't want to say like the like one that knocks you out, the gas thing, but like chlorophyll, cling film. But like something, it's like a plant, and it was like used somewhat medicinally and like has health benefits and stuff. But then it became like a massive trend, and everyone's just eating all this green shit. It's like green powder, and I'm like, you go, girl. Like
In New Zealand,
and out of the and in Australia, it's like chlorophyll.
Well, chlorophyll is algae, right?
Is it?
It's good.
I don't know what it is.
I think so.
But like drinking it and eating it and really pushing it, and they were like, it's good for gut health, it's good for this and I'm always like, go girl, eat my kebab box, like scroll up. Like.
The nutritionist advice is good that age again, right? Trust the nutritionist.
Yeah, go to a nutritionist.
Yeah.
We all have our certain expertise and nutritionists if you need to know anything about nutritionists.
They will tell them. Did you both grow up in the Coromandel? What's the story?
I grew up in Whitianga.
Yes.
Yeah. So
super local.
Yeah, pretty local. Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Did you go to other places? Have you been here?
No, I have. So before I had children, I moved. I lived in Auckland and Hamilton, and then eventually fell pregnant with my first child and moved back home to Whitianga where I raised my kids. Yeah.
Good place to raise children,
isn't
it?
Yeah. I wouldn't be anywhere else. Yeah. Super grateful to be bringing my children up here. Yeah.
What about you, Rach?
Well, I moved around quite a bit because Dad was in the army, so we bounced from town to town. So I've never really, if I was to call a hometown, probably Hamilton, because that's where all my family is. That's where I was born. But before coming to Whitianga, I was in Hanua, and that's where I was introduced to the CrossFit exercise or classes. And I was a life skills coach there, so I was working with intermediate and high school students for lower decile skills, doing programs for them.
Wow,
before I came here. We moved here about 5 or 6 years ago, and I was missing my classes, my CrossFit classes. So I started doing stuff from home, and then started bringing friends over, and it just got a little bit popular, and and then we got a bigger shed, and then we moved into rugby club, and now we are where we are because of people enjoyed it so much. Yeah.
That's
so
cool.
my background is outdoor education and health and fitness.
How was the
working with
time
kids.
teaching like children? How was the transition for you to go like from teaching children to opening a gym and dealing with all ages? And because you were only doing with children and teenagers before?
So I did outdoor education, so we ran a program for the lower decile kids who needed help in life or needed some direction. So we did a lot of outdoor recreation with them. And then moving over here is different because we're working with adults, so it's a totally different atmosphere. And I think owning a business as well is quite a bit different. It's just different lifestyle, I guess. Moving here, it was leaving my job and figuring out what my identity was and who I was and what I wanted to do with my life and something that I enjoyed and what my passion was. And my passion was fitness. And I had the qualifications backed up behind me. So I thought, well, I might as well introduce what I enjoy to other people. And it's just, it's quite overwhelming looking back at seeing how far and where we've come from, because I didn't actually think that we would be where we are today, or even owning my own business, through something that I really enjoy and that I'm really passionate about. So introducing what I enjoy to other people, because it's changed me physically and mentally, has been really important. It's probably more of a passion than anything. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's the dream, isn't it?
Yeah.
To like work doing something you like absolutely adore. That's awesome. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And good with discipline as well, because you I'm sure you knew that you could do the job, but then running a business is a completely different thing, right?
Yeah.
The challenges are just like, what? I didn't know about this. Now I have to do these things.
Yeah, it is totally different. And, my passion is coaching. That's what I enjoy, and that's what I reckon I'm reasonably good at. But being pulled away from the coaching and having to concentrate on all the other stuff behind for the business stuff, all the admin stuff, the coaching I really miss. So I'm hoping that slowly, once we build the business up after COVID, that I'd be able to start getting back into coaching and doing what I enjoy a little bit more, rather than the running of the business on the outside.
It's cool that you could you maintain the infrastructure you were, right? You were just not operating, but the gym was there, with the people were ready to go back when they could.
Yeah, you know what? I think it came down to our members, the people that we have. They were consistent. They believed in what we were doing, because it's not just about fitness. It was about the community and the friendships that we made. And those are the people that kept the place open and have been able to keep it running at the moment. If it wasn't for them, then I think we would be really struggling right now, being where we are, because we moved into bedpost after the first lockdown. I think it was after the first lockdown. So it was a bit of a gamble, but I think we're doing pretty well so far. Yeah,
that's good. You mentioned your father being in the military.
Yes.
So how was the vibe at home? Is he alive? Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah. Is he like a fit man? Was he always focused on those things, of keeping everybody at home moving? And how was the childhood with Dad being in the military?
Dad has always been really active with me from a young age. So I was always in a lot of different sport. And he was always the one, running next to me, telling me to keep going. And he's quite competitive too. So whenever we jump in a swimming pool, it's the first one to get to the end. There's always that competitiveness with Dad. And I think he's definitely the one who has driven me to doing the things that I want to do, or the things that I enjoy doing. Yeah.
Did you have, do you remember being a child, and making sense of what Dad's job was? Was it ever risky, or it was more nah, it's all good, we know what he's doing, because this thing carries a lot of weight, it's heavy.
It was probably about intermediate. So Dad was a padre in the army. So he was the one who worked in church, and he was the one who would counsel the men that were having troubles, or that were just there to help keep with them, with the guys, and he would go overseas alongside them and do everything that they would do as well. But he was quite a humble guy. So at the moment he's not in the army anymore, but he is a counsellor for men, and he counsels those that have been abused, men and young boys that have been abused. So he's got a pretty important job too.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes. That's great. And just the thing that we can connect to, like the mental health with well-being, with moving, with feeling good about yourself, right? With oh, I'm tired, now go and do it, because it's going to pay off. So like all these things, it's funny how they connect with what you do, right? Because you're not just supporting people's strength, you're actually supporting mental health, right?
Yeah.
There's a big part of that.
Yeah. I think that's what introduced me to CrossFit was it helped me mentally. That was the biggest change. It wasn't about, it might change my body as well, but it changed me mentally, and I was able to cope through my day. I was a single mama back then, so I was able to cope with my day a lot easier because I knew I was taking that time out for myself, and I was looking after myself, and it just gave me a little more clarity, and I was a lot more happier with myself. So it's just amazing, like the endorphins that run through your body, the feel good endorphins, and how it makes you feel.
Do you use that as well, Amy, as a good thing to bring yourself?
Well, now I do. Initially, it wasn't for mental health. It was all about me losing weight. Mm-hmm. That's all I wanted, especially after having my third child. She was 1, and I was probably weighing the biggest I'd ever weighed in my life, and I wanted to get back down to my normal weight, and that's when I found Rach advertising a little group fitness class on Whiti Chit Chat, and I instantly thought I'd give it a go, and then I never turned back from there. Nowadays it's all about mental health for me. For your own, and for the people who you relate to, because it becomes one big family, right?
And as you were saying, just with your daughter, watching her and that process as well. Is that something that's like quite openly spoken about in the gym? Call it testimonies, like people openly talk about how much it's helped them. Mm-hmm. And is there much, how do you say it? Like, I wouldn't say education, but like communication about how it, like the physical side can actually help you mentally? Like, is that talked about when you say, if you sign up for the 6-week plan, you can is it like more communicated? Is it communicated through that, or is it just a matter of like you just wait for people to have their light bulb moment? Yeah, you just wait for them to be like, oh yeah.
You can only say so much to someone when it comes to the mental side of things, but until they have their own experience, they won't know what it feels like. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
You know what I was thinking? The thing nowadays that it's very common to see online, it's I don't know if the word is right. You probably will help me with that. Fat phobia, is that?
Fat phobia, yeah.
Fat phobia. When people target people overweight.
Yeah.
But then there's a movement of people accepting their bodies and making videos and saying, "Oh, I'm happy with myself," and I always see not a problem there, but like I see how it could become a problem, because obviously making fun of people, not cool. No one should be doing that regardless of, whatever you're targeting. Not good. But then you have people accepting that, which is cool, which is good. Be comfortable with yourself regardless. That I think like that. But you got to be careful that will not also hide, the problem, because maybe it's not something with your hormones. Maybe it's just that you should be moving more, that you should be putting yourself out there. So that's the thing with technology, that sometimes I see it as a problem as well. Like people say, hey, no, it's okay, be fine with yourself. Yeah, be fine with yourself, but also understand that your health is such an important part of this whole process of being comfortable with yourself. And that's why, like, sometimes the job that you do might be, it's kind of like a mentor in a way, isn't it? Like to talk to people and actually pass that idea, that tranquility of like, we're going to go one step at a time. We're going to do things. Is that just, I don't know if you have something to talk anyway. I just think it was something relevant to.
Just specifically the whole fat phobic thing, and then the encouragement, now you're seeing bigger women selling lingerie and bikinis and stuff online and stuff. I think it's really cool that they've finally been like included, especially when it comes to size ranging and like fashion. But there is that weird area where it's like, body positivity, however, health, and there's a weird nastiness in that online where it's like people see it, take it from both sides, seeing a bigger woman and wearing nothing, and there's half the team pushing for body positivity and the other team are like slandering because they're like, well, she's unhealthy. But then it's sort of that equal point where you've got to be comfortable enough in your body, I think, to be able to get to a point where you can start to consider pushing your health. Because if you're not comfortable in your body, you don't really want to do anything, whether you're big or not. Like it's weird to weigh up where to start with that, you got to be comfortable. But
I don't think we've ever had those types of people though, so we haven't really thought, I think the majority of people that come into the Whiti Cross WOD gym is they're normally wanting to lose weight or wanting to gain something or just wanting to do it for their mental state. So I don't know, I've never really thought of, I know what you're talking about, but I just haven't, looked into that kind of too much,
I'm the same.
It's just a thing that exists.
And I often think about that. Like I see people, going hard and like, get that mindset that something is good for yourself. But that's for life, isn't it? Like for anything, make yourself comfortable with something. Like the music you play. Don't be worried if people are really enjoying it. It's like make yourself happy first with whatever you're doing. It feels like it's a mental thing that you gotta get it sorted, and that's what I mean. Like this support when you come to a place that is actually supporting you. That you're like, nah, this is a team. We're doing things together. Things seem to unfold more easily.
Yeah, they definitely do. You have a lot of members start to open up to you and tell them their life stories and that, and it's nice to hear a little bit of their testimony and how far they've come and how far the place is actually helping them. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
You understand how to guide them as well, even better, right? So you have a better idea because you not just go for like the exercising routine, like, this person, like maybe this approach will be better.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's all about the approach, how you come to someone.
I think that's what, that's the other thing. It's like, I think our members gain trust with you. And so that's when, they open up and it becomes more family rather than just them being a number or someone, And that's why I think that's just why we're so different, is because each member means something to all of us. They're not just anybody. Yeah.
And that's the culture that we kind of set when we first open up the place. Well, when I first started doing the classes, it was all about the culture that you want to make and the culture that you want to bring. So every single coach has their own values of what they think Whiti Cross WOD is, and it's what they want to bring into their classes and how they want to develop their culture within their class. So the culture is massive, because if you don't have the culture there or the right values there, then you're going to get the wrong people in, or you're not going to have that community, family environment. Yeah.
I think that's awesome. It sounds so fitting for somewhere like Whitianga, where I've always believed we've got that underlying, family value, tight-knit community thing. So it's I don't know, it just makes me really happy to hear that. That's awesome, Rachel.
Yeah. And really cool. having the kids involved now as well. So we've got all our adults classes, but we've also just started our kids program. So it's bringing the kids in too. So parents that are coming into our classes are bringing their kids in, and so it becomes that kind of family thing where everyone's involved.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and it's so cool watching the kids. It's actually breathtaking watching the kids working out and doing their thing and really enjoying it and taking benefits away of healthy living or fitness as they grow older, and installing those values in them is so important. Yeah.
Get them
Oh,
early,
that's so
eh?
special.
Yeah. But
I just like, as you were saying that, my imagination ran wild, and it was like watching a toddler like take the first steps, and then like flash forward to like a couple weeks, and it's like weights. And it's like mums in the corner doing reps as well. Yeah,
it's so cool, and it's so important. And like in the long run, we want to be able to do in-school programs for kids and offer those in school, and hopefully work alongside the social services and do classes through the social services as well. So it's just trying to connect with people and showing them what we can offer and what it can value the community, and especially kids installing the correct values in them is important, especially at a young age anyway.
Yes. We got questions from the crowd, from the audience. So, Danny Doon. Thanks, Dane. Do I need to be in shape to start CrossFit?
No.
That's a good question.
A lot of people look at our stories and go, whoa, they look all fit, and they get a bit scared. And then I had someone come up to me the other day who has kind of just started, and she goes, hey, I feel like I'm one of those fit people now on the, on the story. So you don't need to be fit to come in. Like, that's what we do as coaches. We are the ones there to train you and guide you in the right direction. So if you're new to fitness, this place is for you. We scale all our classes down. So if you're someone who is injured, or you're someone who's new to fitness and can't quite do what everyone else is, that's okay, because our coaches are taught how to scale options for you.
Also, just with that question, you know, I think if you were to type in CrossFit, you'll just see crazy fit, like it's crazy people. Okay, so I understand that's like the biggest question.
Most of the sports, yoga, and the guy's putting his leg around his neck, like, where do I start?
No way you have to be fit to come in and try our classes.
It's just taking that first step to jump in to one class, and after that you've broken the ice and you'll want to come back more. Guarantee it.
The first time I heard about CrossFit was like 6 or 7 years ago. I was in Malaysia. We were like in the carport, and there was a group of us. We were like heading out to the restaurant and to the bar, and there's this lady named Dottie. Shout out to Dot. And she's like, I'm just doing a workout. We're like, oh, cool. And someone's like, dude, she does CrossFit. And I was like, what the fuck's that? And in my head, I was like, monkey bars. I don't know why, but I thought monkey bars. And then she's like, starts getting like doing press ups, and then she like spider legs up the wall to where she's doing a press up with her feet just touching the wall. Oh, she's doing a handstand, sorry, up against the wall, and then she like wiggles off the wall and starts doing press ups in a handstand. And I was like, yo, I'm going to the bar. This is like the last I ever want to hear of CrossFit. Like, it looked insane. However, strength and conditioning at Whiti Cross WOD sounds great.
But what, did you say something before that would put you off? People going like and sweating and
Oh, I don't want someone to sweat on me, or me to like roll
I
into
think
someone's
it's quite
sweat or touch
spacious,
someone else's sweat.
I think the gym's quite
Like if you're like doing a
spacious there.
circuit and you're like, I don't know, someone's gonna pass you a ball and you're like, wow, this is wet.
Usually when you have your own little area that you work out in,
There
you
you
have
go.
your own
Sweet.
equipment.
They got you sorted.
Thank you.
But sometimes
I'm
we
not
do the
Chloe,
circuits.
I'm not usually. Don't come on Saturdays with the partner week.
Yeah, it might get a bit sweaty.
But I genuinely was thinking about, I said earlier, but I'll say it again, genuinely had a conversation today with my flatmate about, last night, about wanting to join the gym. And I was so anxious and nervous, and everything you've talked about, like all your values and everything like that, I'm like genuinely gonna like give you a call in the next couple of days. I'm not even kidding. You made me excited rather than nervous, which
it is
crazy
exciting.
for me.
It's a journey. And I think just taking that first step in, and the bargain is you get your first session free.
Ooh, and the liquor store's right next door.
And you know, like what we do isn't for everyone, and it's just about coming in to trial the class to see if it is something that will work for you and it's something that you might enjoy. Yeah. Like every sport is different. We enjoy different things.
But
He's like, I'll see you on.
No. I also don't reckon one class is sometimes enough. I reckon if you go, okay, I didn't think it was that good. You got to try back. Give it a good go before you make your mind up. Because
every class is different.
You could always guarantee. I wouldn't know probably anyone who wouldn't enjoy it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even the one that doesn't do fitness. Yeah. And I'm not saying that like that was coming straight from the heart. Yeah.
There you go. Persistence. We're all friends here, right? So I know that when you have to go and do the exercise, you will, especially both of you expert coaches. But which one is that exercise that you're like, God damn it. Oh, I don't want to do it, but I'll do it. But you end up doing anyway. One that you don't love that much.
I can tell you 2 exercises.
There you go.
That I hate.
Good.
Okay, the first one is a gymnastics movement, and it's toes to bar. And my other one is a...
So it's like, sorry, it's just...
so you're hanging on a bar like monkey bars.
Yep.
And you bring in your toes to the bar.
Oh.
So you're bending in half while hanging in the air.
Yeah, that's it.
Easy. Easy. I could do that in my sleep. One-handed. No.
Okay, I'm already hurting. I'm already like feeling
And my
it.
last one is with the barbell, and that's a thruster.
It's a thrust.
Yeah,
Please
so-
explain that.
So it's basically you're holding your bar here and you're squatting and then you're driving it above the head. And driving up, coming up from the squat and driving the hands up above the head.
And by bar, you mean a pole?
Similar, yeah, pole. Well, you could call it a
because
pole.
I thought it was like a barbell.
It's a barbell, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
barbell.
Which is like a big, like, shaped rock thing.
There you go.
Like a heavy ball.
No, think of it as a pole.
Yeah, so it is a pole. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, because I was like,
Yeah.
I thought you meant like a real heavy.
No. Oh,
You know?
a kettlebell.
Yeah.
Kettlebell.
See?
Yeah, you don't go to the gym, can you see?
Not at all.
So those are my 2
Yeah.
anyway.
Come on, Rach.
Yeah, I struggle with toaster bar. I've tried years to do toaster bar, and I just struggle with them. I don't know why. That's my one. I can't say I hate it, but it's one thing I really dislike, or I need to work more on.
Is it like it's a core thing,
Oh,
right?
it's
It's
a whole
It's everything, yeah.
Yeah, it's your lats, it's your core, it's your legs.
It's
'Cause your arms are
gassy,
stretched,
it's
right? Your arms
fatiguing,
are-
it's just, it's...
What do
Okay.
you mean by gassy?
It's fatigue. Well, your whole body just fatigues.
I
I'll
heard
watch.
gassy, so I was like,
Oh,
whoa. Like, legs
okay.
up.
It might happen, you never know. Yeah.
Oh, I see what. Sorry, I shouldn't say that, eh?
We clarified it.
Okay.
Yep, legs up.
Yeah.
Toot. No.
Okay, fatiguing. Yeah, that would suck.
Have you come across those MoveNet? The natural movements?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it kind of like zoo?
Yeah,
Move.
kind of. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
similar. Yeah.
I think a lot of the movements are quite related, but like people would try to avoid equipment. They would try like, carry a log or carry something. Like, I know that there's a lot of that involved on what you do.
Yeah, we
But
had
it's-
someone come to do a workshop a couple years ago for us, or
Cool.
maybe about a year ago, and yeah, he did just a session for us and taught us how to do a bit of move, but using sandbags. Yeah.
Right, because when you mentioned the bar, I remember friends who used to train the MoveNet, and he had this thing of like being flexible and having strength, like so important, because like they kind of compare to the times where like caveman, like didn't have things, but you were crawling, you were grabbing on trees and leaping and then putting your legs around and knowing how to swing to put the leg, and I just find it fascinating when you have a bar and there's like a million things that you can do on that bar. So while you were explaining that, I was like, I could see those crazy guys doing things. Yeah. Not easy, because people think about gym, they think about like, push up, pull up, but there's all these movements involved. Like, you want to be flexible. You don't want to be like you know, that you cannot even move.
I think
you want to be flexible, right?
That's what we kind of base our strength and conditioning classes about. It's all about functional movement. So it's similar to what you were saying there.
Yes.
You know, our push-ups, for instance, are done like how you'd normally push something, so that arms are in close to the ribs, not out like this, because you'd never push anything like that. And other movements that we do are all related to what you do in everyday life.
Yeah. It's like your Olympic weightlifting. When you got a bar and you're doing a push press or push jerk, you know, when I was at home and I was moving house, I'd have my box trying to push jerk it up, you know, and I'm a lot stronger and I feel a lot, I know what muscles that I'm supposed to be using so I don't hurt myself when I'm lifting a box above my head. So all the movements that we do in our classes help relate to what you would normally do in life. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Even more attractive. I'm so down.
Yeah, you might
I'm
see us
so down with those.
walk outside the gym, right? You might see us.
Walk.
And
You guys are like running.
Like
sorry.
carry like sometimes with weight to either side of it. Yeah,
like
with
supermarket bags.
Supermarket bags.
Every time I see you. That's so cool.
So when you go to the supermarket, how many bags can you carry?
I swear that's just like a universal thing, you know. It's just you're like, gotta take them all.
Yeah, but not those paper ones, eh?
For the last like month, I keep catching myself, and it's the same person at the checkout, and they're like, "Do you want a bag?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm okay." And then I'm like, same person every time. I'm so embarrassed. I don't know why I don't take a bag. If it's just like a scramble, I'm like, "Did I lock the car? Better be unlocked." And I'm like, drop something, just hope no one sees. Yeah.
Okay, we got one more question here. So, do you have a cheat? Well, we already talked about cheat days, so we can skip that one. But do you have cheat days, and what do you like to eat on those days? So, like the cheat meal. You already mentioned the sweets, but like then Hoodie juice. Thanks, Hoodie.
Cheat meal.
The cheat meal. Let's not talk about the cheat
no.
day because that's not good.
Mine's not a meal.
Just like
it is not a meal. It's absolutely chocolate.
Chocolate.
Yeah.
Really?
Which one?
Yeah.
Which chocolate?
Whittaker's.
definitely.
Yeah.
Any? There's.
There's a big
Come on,
variety.
come on.
You're like,
Probably
Top
the
three.
caramel. I can't even name top three.
Caramel.
Yeah.
Yes.
you're just like one piece of every
Okay,
selection.
and the small little blocks. They're
Like the
just
skinny ones?
the skinny ones too.
Oh, I love those. That's
They
my
taste
favorite.
different to the big blocks. I wasn't going to mention it, but then I thought, oh no, I'm going to be
You know what
honest.
is good is the local pizza place. That's probably one of my favourite go-to.
Mike's,
Yeah,
Slice,
Slice, baby.
Slice, baby,
Slice,
slice.
Yeah.
He's probably the best pizzas I have ever had,
Delicious.
and that's my go-to if I'm wanting a takeaway is pizza, and the garlic that he puts around the edges.
And it's a sourdough base, right? Which is pretty cool. Sourdough
Tasty.
base, which
Yeah.
is delicious. Yeah. Mike came here, was one of our first guests in the show. Yeah, yeah, good man. Slice. And when you mentioned the caramel, I was just thinking he sells the ice cream at his shop.
Yeah.
Sometimes the desserts are vegan.
Yeah.
And I take the vegan ice cream. Have you tried the Duck Island salted caramel?
No.
No.
I don't know if you like don't eat vegan food or what, but it's just like even people who are not vegan, they eat that ice cream and they're like, what the fuck? How come? How is that even possible? So if you come across Duck Island salted caramel, delicious, very good. Have you tried, Chloe?
I think so. I'm kind of not a fan. I'm not the
Not the
biggest fan
salted.
of coconut. Like
Yeah,
I think
it
coconut's
is.
a really
It's
strong
coconut,
flavour,
yeah.
so it's made with coconut
Yeah.
milk or whatever.
But it's
so I'm like,
yeah, you cannot
so,
actually
but with
pick
that
on
one,
it,
I
yeah.
think it's fun. There's a couple out of the range. There's like some.
Yes.
I usually go for like the cheesecakes.
Cheesecakes. Yes.
I literally the other day just messaged them being like, hey, any sweets tonight? Like, oh, it's my favourite treat. I'd like get a pizza, 2 pieces of cheesecake and eat it in bed. Yeah.
Straight to bed.
I
Eat
would
it.
order
Blah.
it in bed,
Like
get out of
Homer
bed to
Simpson.
grab it, deliver it,
Homer's
and then go back to bed to eat it. And since you asked, yeah, shut pop up. And since you asked me what my favourite cheat meal is, Leo, it's a real saucy like real saucy, garlicky, kind of spicy kebab box. Like just soggy meat, lots of sauce on crispy chips.
No broccoli.
I love broccoli. I eat a lot of broccoli. Like, I don't think it's healthy. Like,
You don't think it's healthy?
to eat the amount of broccoli I eat.
Okay.
I've been making lots of mango chia pudding, and then because I love it, and then I was eating heaps of it, and I've read that it like helps with digestion, and then not the amounts I'm eating, it does the opposite. And I was like, I'm gonna stop, and now I've got this big container of mango chia pudding.
Oh dear.
So chia. So from what
I need to see a nutritionist. Is what I think.
So from what I got, because a lot of things I have to go for seeds because I'm on a plant-based diet, so I have to find, the thing. And linseed seeds and chia, you actually get the nutrients when you
Blitz them.
You break them, like how to call it? Like, the grinder. When you grind
Blitz
them.
Yeah.
And it's not that great apparently to buy them grounded already. Like it's good if it's fresh because it's releasing and they oxidate. So if you buy grounded flax seeds, actually not that great. So you're not actually the nutrients out of it. Yeah. So just something about it because I used to do that. I used to put the chia seeds to soak and then like put in stuff, but you actually don't get the best out of it. You should.
It tastes good, and I just thought it was like real good for you, like.
Oh, delicious! Yeah,
stuff.
I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm just saying, just and it's, Oh, what about alcohol? What's the thing? But do you want another drink, by the way?
No, I'm fine, thank you.
Oh, no, anyway, it's a big thing, right? It's part of the society. It's legal. People drink. Can't hide that fact. So is that a thing that you recommend people to be mindful of amounts or when if you're training today, maybe, or how does that play? It becomes an
addiction, doesn't it? Like a glass of wine or a beer at night after work is relaxing. So, yeah, it's a hard one.
It's a hard one.
Yeah.
What about with like the challenge and it says like no sugar, and you have a beer or like I don't know, like a vodka Red Bull? You're like, well, with some sugar. Like, does that count? Like, do people get away with that?
So on your challenge, as part of your daily challenges that you get on the app, one of them is, did you have alcohol? Because if you had alcohol, you don't get any points. So you've got to go alcohol free. The goal is to go alcohol free for the whole 6 weeks.
6 months. No,
you lose the points for the day or for the whole thing?
For the day.
For the day.
You have one drink right at the end. And it's like,
that chocolate had liquor and you didn't know.
Cooking wine.
Right.
No, I'm kidding.
But it is a thing, like, and that's when I think the balance comes.
Yeah.
Right. It's okay. You're gonna have dinner with your friends. Like you worked out the whole week. You did well. It's Saturday night. Give yourself a glass of wine if you feel like it. Right. It's better to have that glass of wine than going to bed thinking about the wine, waking up thinking about the wine. Want you to drink the bottle next time. Right. I don't know. Like.
I think sugar's more addictive than alcohol. So I
like that
more,
too.
Yeah.
I'm on your team. I like that. It is true. Well, it might be. Yes.
I mean, unless you've got a problem, I'd be more worried about consuming sugar than drinking alcohol, unless there's a problem. Like, unless you're obviously drinking too much.
Both of Leo and Rachel both mentioned when you guys were like cut sugar out of your diets for whatever reasons, you guys included fruit. I thought sugar and fruit's healthy because, like, obviously in moderate amounts because of the fiber and other stuff in there to help break it down.
Yeah, it is good. You can get really good vitamins from your fruit as well. But they're also simple sugars. So they kind of do this. They have the same impact as if I was eating chocolate.
Nice, Chloe. Good job.
So you just don't want to eat too much fruit during a day because it can affect, if you're wanting to lose weight, it can affect that.
Oh. But the body will work on that sugar better than processed, I guess.
Yeah,
It's fiber involved and everything. The balance. Okay, we got a couple of comments here. And is it a question or it's a comment? George Smith says, back in the days, people who this is from the time from when we were talking about fasting. Back in the days, people who used to be fasting used to see angels and God. It's in the Bible. Great show. Thank you, George. And Robo4 says, fat phobia is wrong. However, obesity is a disease. I totally get your point, Leo. Oh man, sometimes I'm not sure of my points, but I'm sure you got it. That's great. Now it makes sense. It does make sense, 100%. And Azawayan McLean says chlorella and spirulina are the green superfoods, I think. Yeah, they are superfoods, right? And it's spirulina is also an algae, isn't it? Like
spirulina. Yeah.
Are you into it? Some people just cannot even see it, like the smell.
The smell of it is absolutely rancid, but it tastes good. Like smoothies and
stuff. Mixed in.
If you mix it with the right things.
What about blue spirulina?
I love blue spirulina.
I just like things that are blue, which is probably not healthy because it's artificial, everything. So blue spirulina is my favourite smoothie to get from the girls at 97.
Nice. Are there places or supplements or... Because I was thinking about the pre-workout thing. Is that a caffeine-based thing? Usually?
I think it depends what one you get. But we've got pre-workout Fit Aid drinks.
Right.
And then we also have a pre-workout powder that you can have. Yeah, so... Yeah, pre-workout is good, especially when you don't have as much energy in your body and you want to give a good blast in a workout. It can.
Yes. What is it based? Like what's the thing with them? Are they all different? Like different types, but it's. I always think about caffeine when the word comes to.
A lot of them have caffeine in them. Yeah.
Right.
Big boost to caffeine.
Gotta think about the time you're gonna have it.
I think that the drinks that we drink though down at the gym is just green tea extract. So that's a lot different to caffeine, but that's where we get that good burst of energy from. Yeah.
I tried pre-workout for the first, maybe not like the first time, I had like a sip of someone's before, but for my first netball game a few weeks ago, and my flatmate was like, double scoop, and I didn't realise it was like a joking thing, and I double scooped, and my skin started to itch, and I was sitting there, and I had like 20 minutes before I got picked up for netball, and I started to freak out. I was like, bro, I'm getting... We won the netball game though. No, but we didn't. Yeah, right? We didn't. But like I was. No, we didn't. we tragically really lost. But my skin like started to itch, and my flatmate just looking at me like, oh, dude. I was like, I'm actually freaking out. This is so intense. It was like freaking me out. And he's like, you're gonna have a shit time going to sleep tonight, because I took it at like I don't know. The netball game was at like 7, so I had like at 6:30 at night. And I just ran the court, like it was insane. But like I was like, dude, like my skin feels itchy, and he's like, yeah, you just got to get up, start moving. So I'm like walking and pacing and like jumping around the house before I'm getting picked up for netball. It was traumatic. But then the following week, I was like, yo, dude, you say you off to netball? I was like, yeah, can I have some pre-workout? And he's like, yeah, go for it. But I only had one cap this time. And I lost my marbles. I couldn't play properly. I don't know if it was the pre-workout or not, but haven't touched it since. That shit is crack. It freaked me out. Like my heart was racing, and I was like,
Yeah, I don't take pre-workout.
Yeah,
for the exact same reason.
It was
my
so
heart
intense.
races.
It was so intense. Yeah. And my skin got itchy.
Yeah. Ugh.
So I just got like hot. It was weird. Yeah, I don't know what's in that pre-workout, but...
No, Chloe, it's normal.
Okay, because I was like really freaking out, and he's like, yeah, it's like got caffeine and stuff and blah, blah, and I was like... I guess like the next day I sort of like mentally was like, it was okay. Just don't take that much next time.
Some of those pre-workouts are equivalent to 8 cups of coffee.
Whoa!
Yeah. He told me to double scoop, and I double scoop.
So that's why you're itchy.
I was like, it was insane. Like, because I went from getting my clothes on, like did a little bit of stretching, and then it was like just chilling. And then I like had Nick knocked it back, and he was like looking at me like, oh, dude. And I felt like I was like in a cartoon where it's just like wound up rockets, you know. And I was like, if I ran fast enough, I'd run off the fucking earth. Like, it was insane, and the poor girls in my netball team were just like looking at me like it was crazy. Because I was like, yeah, let's go, let's start working out. I was like, I have to keep moving. Like I have to. Like my life can't think my life would end if it didn't. I just implode.
Great. Did you take any before the show or just the chamomile tea?
No, I haven't touched that shit again. No, I won't. I refuse. So just the chamomile tea, some grapes.
Good.
Yep.
Do you prefer working out in the morning or in the evening?
Morning.
Yeah, morning.
Is that because you're morning people?
No. Rachel's a morning person. I am not a morning person.
Ah, okay, cool. Because neither. So I was like, oh, maybe there's like a thing to it. No.
But would it make sense that our body, that thing with the circadian rhythm, with the sun and everything, would make sense that we're supposed to like relax as it gets dark? Or again, it might depend. Some people will be a bit more like energetic during the night.
For me personally, I like to start my day with a workout. And then I feel energized for the rest of the day. I'm not thinking about, I need to get my exercise in at the end of the day. And then I sleep better at night as well if I don't work out before. If I work out before, I'm too energized and I'm too pumped. Whereas, like you said, you want to sleep.
It's the adrenaline, eh? It's just, it just gets you. It's funny with music when I play. Man, sometimes it's a long show and you give a lot of energy and then I come home, I'm awake.
Yeah.
Like you would think, right? Oh, it's going to crash. Nah, that's when I'm pumping. I'm like, come on, what's happening? No, not much happening. So yeah, got to pay attention to that, eh? And especially if you take a pre-workout or something. The time.
Never again.
I have a story with that, those energy drinks. Because I used to drink them, just the cans ones.
Oh, yeah.
I used to drink them in Brazil, but it was with alcohol. Always, it was a very common thing, like whiskey, whatever, vodka with energy drink. And I remember the mother of a friend, she would always say, that shit's going to kill you, man. That's going to kill you. Stop with that. But you teenager, you don't care, like, and then get a little bit older and then you start to understand that it's not that great, but you still drink them separately. And then I remember I came to New Zealand, I was working on it was kind of like a catering company, and there was a big event, and it was a Brazilian guy, Paulo, a very nice man. And he said, man, I got 3 shifts to offer for this big event that we're going to have. And I was broke, like story of my life. And then I told him, I said, man, can I get like all of them, all the shifts? And he's like, there's like a 22-hour, shift. I don't think so. And I'm like, man, I do need that money, man. Like, it would be great if I could do that, because then I can rest the other day and give myself a break. Cool. So I took, and it was an event sponsored by Cookie Time, not great, and Lift, the energy drink. Is Lift? Is that the name?
Yeah.
So it was available. We were working, but there was still an area that we could go. And I was living in Mount Eden, and I remember that I had my backpack, didn't have a car, didn't have anything, and I had to go very early. So like I walked to Brittle Mart, started to worked those 22 hours, but I was drinking that Lift as like water for me, maybe like 4, 5 during the day.
How many cookies did you eat?
A few. Let's keep the cookie count. But when I got back, I didn't think, I thought like, oh, probably we'll have to catch a bus. I was feeling okay. I walked back to Mount Eden. I couldn't sleep that day. Like, I just could not. And I was so tired. My body was like gone. And I was like, I have to. Like, it's like I need, but just the energy drink kicking in, like I just couldn't. And on that day, I stopped. It was the last day. It was in New Zealand 9 years ago.
Wow.
Experience with energy drinks.
I used to drink them quite a bit working in hospitality, especially doing like split shifts and stuff. And as I got older, when I started drinking and stuff, you're like super hungover. So you're just like, like big can of Blue V, and then you like smash your shift out, and then you like hit a medium, and you're like, it's another one, and then you're out again. And then I don't know, for whatever reason, I just stopped buying them. And then that's when I started watching my caffeine intake with just like general coffee, because working in cafes and stuff, I drink a lot of coffee. And then stopping that, it was, I don't stop. I still have I still have a coffee in the morning, but maybe 2, depending on what I've got on. Sometimes it's more just I drink a lot more tea, which is still most of the time still caffeinated anyway. Sometimes more caffeinated, but I have both. It's an option. But it's mainly just the calm, like the the routine of having a cup of tea. I really like. I think it's a Kiwi thing. Just like put the kettle on, have a cup of tea. Like, do you even drink it? Nah, but you just like it's just
Put the
there.
kettle. That's definitely a Kiwi thing. Put the kettle on, forget about the kettle. or leave the tea sitting there, ready for 3 days. Suddenly the tea is alive.
My husband makes me a tea every morning, and at the end of the day, it's still there. He's like, babe, you didn't drink your tea.
Oh, but it's the habit. That's good.
Yeah.
How do you drink your coffee, Amy?
Well, I used to drink it just black. I've never been a coffee drinker until I had my last child. And
I needed it.
and that's
And now I mix it with wine. I mix the coffee and the wine. I shake them. And I'm ready for my 4 kids.
and that's the only thing that actually got me through was like when it was like real hard, just waking up all night, not sleeping, was coffee. Yeah, so I thank coffee from the bottom of my heart. Yeah, so had it black, like just black coffee. Now I really only generally go to Hula and get my flat white from there. Small, super extra small cup, and it's just the hit, and it's just on.
Shout out to Rachel and Gabe. Hula Cafe. Nice. Delicious coffee.
Oh yeah,
Very good
yeah,
coffee.
yeah. Yeah, that's
It's my favorite in town.
Do you drink coffee, Rach?
No, I don't drink
You
coffee.
don't drink coffee.
I can't drink
2 kids,
it.
right?
Yeah.
What is the secret?
Man, she just see me
Just
on
whiskey.
coffee. I'm like, it just reacts so differently to my body. I can't have it. And the only time I will drink coffee is if I have a migraine. Because coffee
wow.
and
That's
coffee, a shot. I'll just have a shot of just tap water and coffee
Wow.
and ibuprofen, and it just clears out my migraines.
Wow.
It's a bit of a trick
Try use that
if you get
next
migraines. Yeah.
Medicine.
How do you have your coffee, Leo?
Black coffee.
Black? Like a long black?
Yeah.
Just like
From
Americano?
Hula as well. And I'm doing this thing like because I know how much I like coffee, same with sugar, so I try to come up with a plan, So like I don't buy coffee, I don't have it at home. Like I don't drink pre-made coffee or anything. Like I go and I know that it's expensive, so I don't drink it every day. But then I try to take the time to sit down, have it there. And I love Rachel and Gabe
100%.
anyway, right? So it's always a pleasure to go there early and have a chat with the barista, and then I'm enjoying my coffee slowly, and then I put a little bit more hot water, and then the cup's full again. It's such a pleasure. Ooh, yeah, I'm loving this, But then that's it. I'm happy. Like I try. Like I don't remember last time that I had like 2 coffees on a day. Like that was the time we worked together, Chloe and I, and there was a time that we were. I remember drinking a lot of coffee because I was learning how to make them as well. So there was a thing, like, oh, you gotta try. I go, do I? Yeah, you have to. Okay, I'll try that one then. But not good. Just when you start to sleep better, and then you realize what a good night of sleep means, and then you're like, I want to be on this for longer, So I realized that coffee and sugar and eating late as well for me.
Yeah.
Like, so with my fast, like when I do it, I try to stop around 5, 6 p.m., sometimes 7 max, but then like I feel that my body relaxes for the night of sleep, So maybe I'm just aging and praising my sleep that much.
Nah, I love sleep. Always love
we always
sleep. Like if I had an option of just like general human duties and to go to bed, I'd probably always pick bed.
Until you have kids and that's all over.
That's what an auntie's for. Come pick up your grandkids. I'm off to bed. I love my bed, man. I love sleep.
Did you like on Monday when you asked about the Grand Bacon from Barrier Air was here from the airport and what was your question about?
I asked Grant on the live chat, if someone, what's the process about getting like a banner towed behind a plane across Whitianga? He says he knows a guy.
He knows the guy.
And then, What was it? And then I think
My suggestion. And then I suggested what should be written on the thing, right?
Yeah. They asked, well, what would you put if you had a banner, right? And Leo's was like, go back to bed.
Oh, go back to bed if you can.
I was celebrating that. I was actually trying to set that up for a plug. So you'd be like, oh yeah, ALTBAYS, live at 7 p.m.
Right.
So actually, just go back to our 6-week challenge. Sleep was one of the things you had to tick off every day. So
Like if you had sleep.
You had to have 7 hours, and if you didn't get the mark. Yeah, and so for a lot of people, they have under 6 hours. So that was a challenge for them, and that was probably, it's one of the most important things.
What if you have more? I just had to count.
So you get more points?
Do you get less points? No. Oh, then I'm safe. At the moment, I'm safe. I'm good.
You would have definitely got that point every day.
Yeah, boy. I love sleep.
I was reading. I saw an article the other day, very interesting, that I think it was in the 17th century, when artificial lights were not a big thing. We were sleeping two sleeps time, like we would sleep for 2-3 hours, wake up, have like 1 hour, 2 hours of activity, and go for our second sleep. And that was something that changed after the Industrial Revolution. Yeah, that people started to have like work shifts and everything. But there was something, and a lot of people talk about like the 4 a.m. Like moments of that you're quite sharp if you have the discipline of sleeping, waking up, doing something and sleeping. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. Can't say about how healthy or not it is. But it was a thing for humans not that long ago to actually break the cycle of sleep. I was fascinated by that. I was like,
I've seen... this is about to lead nowhere, like most things I say. But I watched someone trial that, like under specific conditions, like trial that sort of breaking up the sleep period and stuff like that, and try and be active. And I don't maybe for about a month and stuff, and seeing how he felt, and did like brain scans, and like I said, that's the end.
Did you find out how he felt?
I can't really remember. I think it was pretty like some decent result. Like there is like I call it like a second wind. You know what I mean? Whether or not that was relevant to a certain time, I can't really recall. But the idea of having like, is it intermittent breaks in your day, naps, naps, but like long naps, like sleep. Well, anyway,
in some European country, it's tradition as well. The siesta, right? You have a break of 1 hour, 1 hour and a half after lunch. To sleep.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Yeah, in Spain for sure, the siesta. I don't know if any other countries, but yeah, I'm sure that is a thing.
I think in South Korea they have like a nap. Kids.
I reckon they should do that in New Zealand.
Yeah, I reckon too. Imagine stopping work and just sleeping for a couple hours.
Who lets your kids?
Well, but
like,
that's
just like
kids take a nap too. Kids take a nap too. You're like, get down.
But that's the thing with productivity, like, and it's something that we talk a lot in this show, which is like the thing of like being proud of being busy, but like most of the time you're just burning yourself out. Like you gotta be happy about being busy when it's something like you were saying. I'm running my business, I'm raising my family. I can see people happy. I'm loving what I'm doing. Like I'm putting all these hours, and when you crash, you crash, and then you feel great the next day. So like it's the good busy, I would say. But then there's this culture of like, oh man, working so long. So we want to bring that up. We want to bring this up with more information, because it was awesome when we read it last week. A lot of companies in Australia, New Zealand, and I think there are 2 other European countries, they are adopting the 4-3 movements. Like it's a
4-day working week.
4 day for work and 3 days too. But like still delivering everything you have to deliver, like companies that can adapt better. I think we can all adapt better. I think actually people would be more productive. But what was fascinating for me again, like when you understand history, you're less likely to repeat it, or you are if it was a good thing. Not that long ago, it used to be 6 days. We used to work 6 days and then work right, and then all that stuff dropped to 5. But that was one of the points, and I was like, oh, the guy knows what he's talking about, you know, like productivity. So for a lot of people, it would be great, right? To look after your children, to have more time for yourself.
Yeah,
Hey.
yeah.
Get
I
more
reckon 4 days.
Get more sleep.
Yeah, I think they were trying to do that though, especially after COVID, so that families would go like, you know, work your 4 days and then you can go away on a holiday somewhere in New Zealand and kind of help rebuild the country again.
Would it work, Chloe,
Yeah.
for you?
I don't know. They work like 7 days every week, all the time. I'm lucky to get a break. Like today, that's why it's such a good day. It depends on what profession, obviously. Like, but I think I would enjoy it because I find I like hobbies a lot. Like, I like interacting with people, and like, regardless if I think if it was like I found a job where it was like a passion of mine and dealing with people, like, and stuff like that. Like, I like bopping around and doing random stuff all the time. So having more time to do that would be real beneficial, and then I don't know what you call it, like more fulfilling.
Yeah,
in
I
my
think
week
too.
then to be able to get back into the hard mahi.
And just being able to spend that more quality time with your family, you know, like I feel like, Friday you go to work, you've got Saturday and Sunday. And really Sunday's getting ready for Monday. So you've got Saturday. And then, and then there's other things going on, you know, kids have got sports and other. So I feel like having that extra day is like giving you the opportunity to go away with your family and actually have a decent time away. Yeah.
Do you open on weekends, Rach?
We have a class on Saturday morning.
Do you get days for yourself that you're like, I'm not working, or your mind is always there, you're always doing
I was
things?
thinking about this morning because, like, it's so hard when it's not as cool as it sounds owning your own business, because you're constantly working, constantly looking at your phone, constantly trying to catch up on stuff. And, I was thinking I've been working every single day. I'm doing something for work, and, like, prioritizing that over top of my family. So, that's a hard one because,
You're doing for the family, but it's taking the time.
and you're constantly
On the
thinking
family.
about work as well. It's like not like a 9-to-5 job where you're just working 9 to 5 and then your brain switches off work. Like, you're constantly thinking about work and constantly thinking about programs and strategies and on how you can build your business or whatever, or people, or your coaches.
And things cost as well, right? Because then you're like, should have someone to do that. Yeah, sure, pay them.
Yeah.
They'll do it. But then, I understand a lot of, we are starting to navigate that with this space.
Yeah.
You know, like, we still have our full-time jobs, and then we come here and then like, so many things to do. And then you're home, and then I'm like, okay, I'm going to have a rest. But my mind is here. You know, so I'm trying not even to stop and just have a proper sleep during the night instead of trying to break it, because my mind, as you just said, you're there somewhere. It's taking you. So meditation, maybe.
Yes.
I have a good comment here. Our last one. Two. Maddie Carswell. Is that right? Whiti Cross WOD, gals, you are smashing it. You've created such an amazing culture and so caring and motivating for each and every one of us. Thank you for all that you do. Inspiring.
Thanks.
Oh, thanks,
That's cool.
Maddie.
And Mel, Mel, our winner, challenge. Thanks, girls, for all that you've done and created throughout the 6-week challenge. Could not have done it without you. Amazing, inspiring, strong woman. See you in the AM. See you in the morning. Thanks, Mel.
Thanks,
Mel.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. That really shows, that people are enjoying the work. Oh, cool. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
That was fun. Yeah. Rach, give us a little bit more information, where to find, like, contacts, websites, social media.
So www.whiticross.co.nz is our website. You've got social media pages, Facebook and Instagram. If you want to come trial a class, you can give me an email, rachel@whiticross.co.nz, or contact me 0221232892. But yeah, you're welcome to come in, trial a free class, see if it's something that you want to try. Yeah.
Just got you, Chloe. Free class.
Believe me, like half an hour ago, I'm like, well, I've decided where I'm going. Like, genuinely, I'm actually really excited.
You could even make it this a bit of a team effort, yeah.
There you go.
I mean, he's already jacked up, man. He doesn't, if he lays off the roids, surely.
Totally. We have so much to offer, and we're excited. We're excited to have new people coming in. We're excited that now we actually get to grow the place, and COVID's out of the road, and we can actually start inviting people in and showing them what we're all about. So, yeah, lots more to offer too.
Nice. Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. That was
Exciting.
cool. That was cool. So, happy there, Papa. I just forgot to say at the start of the show, thanks for our friend Adam from Blue Fridge Brewery for bringing some Cordays for us. Delicious beer from Kuatuno, from the area. Ooh, supporting locals. Chloe, what a pleasure. Always great to see you.
Thank you. It was great to be here. And thank you so much for informing me. I'm
Yes.
like genuinely so excited. No pre-workout though.
Try a fit aids.
Yeah.
That's the one to go for.
Yeah. As long as it doesn't make my skin itch. Like, I'm all for it.
Thank you so much, Rach.
No worries.
Amy, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Papa. And just a reminder, we're live 3 times a week, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 p.m. If you don't have the time to watch the whole shows, a lot of people are busy, as we were just talking before. Leo, your shows are too long. Yeah, you can go on the ALTBAYS clips. We break these interviews into short clips. You watch them, you see which ones you're interested in, and then you go for the full one. Smart, right? We're also on all the podcast platforms: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon, all of them, all the main ones. We're there. ALTBAYS. What else, Papa? That's it? That's right. We're getting a lot of people coming to us and asking about the video productions and the video services that we do, and people wondering about YouTube. Yeah, we can help with that. That's what we do, pretty much. This is our cards. We're showing people what we can do. So don't worry, it's not like just for businesses. We're also supporting people to create their own page and improve their own online presence. That's what we're here for. So get in touch, and I'll see you on Friday with the amazing people from the Glass Bottom Boat. It's going to be a fun chat. I'll see you on Friday. Ciao.